I do hope that you are doing well today, and in this particular video I want to share with you 9 reasons why I think you should actually start an online business if you are over 40 years old or if you are in your 40s like myself. And the reason why I want to do this is because there is a common belief that starting an online business is actually something that younger people should do, or it should be left to the younger people. But the truth and the reality is that starting an online business when you are over 40 might actually be a very good idea. And being in your 40 is actually an advantage. The idea here is that you can actually be able to turn what you know into an online income. And what I mean is that you can be able to turn your knowledge, your skills, your expertise, your life experiences, passions, or hobbies into an income generating online business that can ultimately be able to give you the time, location, and financial freedom, something that I know you might be interested in at this particular point in your life. The first reason to start an online business in your 40s is because you already have a lot of experience. And I want you to think about it in a deeper way, that by the time you get to your 40th birthday, you actually have gone through quite a lot in life. You have accumulated a lot of experience across different aspects of your life. That might be related to the jobs that you have been able to do, the education that you have been able to acquire. It might involve businesses that you have started, probably relationships that you have gotten into and probably also out of. You probably have had experiences related to your health. And all of these things are actually of great value. And if you can be able to learn how to package them and be able to turn them into digital assets, it's possible for you to actually use your experience as the foundation of your online business, where you can actually get paid for the experience that you have accumulated. And this is something that a lot of people who are over 40 or in their 40s sometimes assume. You imagine that the things that you do or the experiences that you have had are normal. But the truth is, they might be or they might seem normal to you, but someone else looks at them as actually as an asset. Someone can be able to pay you for that experience. And if you are to think of it in terms of, for example, helping someone to avoid some of the mistakes that you have made to get to your 40s in whatever aspect that you might want to look into them, you're going to realize that there are a lot of people who would actually pay a lot of money to avoid making similar mistakes. So your experience, while looks normal and probably casual to you, is actually a very important aspect of someone else's life, and you can be able to package that into a digital asset, into a digital service that can generate you a lot of income because someone else is willing to pay for that. If this is the first time that you and I are meeting, I am Joe, and on this YouTube channel I talk about online businesses with an objective of helping you to actually be able to build an income generating online business by turning what you know into actual online income. And to further help you on that particular journey, I have created an online business starter kit which is free and which you can get using the link that I have left in the description below. And all I want from you today is your name, your email address, and I'm going to send it to you in the next couple of minutes. The second reason for starting an online business in your 40s is that in this particular time of your life, you actually have more clarity than you had before. And what I mean here is that when you consider your 20s and probably even your 30s, you may not have been clear on what you want out of life. You may actually have been chasing different opportunities. You may have been doing things that are not aligned with the goal of your life that you want to actually have. And by the time you get to your 40s, it's possible that you have more clarity, you are clear on the direction you want to take with your life and the things that you want to get involved in. And that clarity is actually very important because you can then be able to make more informed decisions based on all the things that you have done in your younger years. And probably, and which is more important, you also have clarity on the things that you do not want to do. For example, when you are younger, you probably do not see a lot of value in having a business that is aligned to your lifestyle. You may want to go all in, to grind, to hustle. But when you are older and in your 40s, you probably have a family, your priorities change. And maybe you start realizing that you want to spend more time with your partner, with your kids, with your aging parents. And that kind of clarity means that you start questioning some of the things that you do, some of the jobs that you take, and business opportunities that you can pursue. And that's why starting an online business in your 40s gives you an opportunity to actually align your life and your lifestyle. You can be able to build a business that actually fits the kind of life that you want. And that is only going to happen because you actually are clear, or you have clarity about the things that are important to you in this phase of your life. And having clarity is very important because it's going to help you to make a decision on the things that you want to do. And if you are to think of an online business, that means you are going to be very clear on the industries and the topics that you want to get involved in. If you want to create content as part of your online business, you are going to be able to decide on the niche that you want to focus on. You are going to decide on the person that you want to serve, and also the services or the products that you are going to offer to your target market. Having that clarity is very important, and it gives you an opportunity or provides a higher chance for your online business to actually succeed. The third reason to start an online business is that you can actually be able to monetize what you already know. And this is a very important aspect of building an online business or having an online business model. You already have everything that you need. You have knowledge, you have skills, you have expertise, you have life experiences, you are probably into certain passions and hobbies, and those are things that you can actually be able to monetize, or you can turn them into digital assets that can generate you an income. And this is a very important point for you to note, that when you are thinking of starting an online business, you're actually not starting from scratch. And what this means is that you're not starting from scratch. You are starting from a point where you can be able to turn what you already know and what you already have into digital products, into a coaching program. You can turn it into an online consulting offer. You can be able to create content. Basically, you can be able to monetize the things that you already know, and you do not have to look outside yourself. I do believe that you have everything that you need to be able to actually start building an online business. And the most important thing here is for you to understand that you have everything that you need, and what you have is already enough when it comes to starting an online business. You can be able to turn the knowledge, the skills, the expertise, the experiences that you have into assets, into digital assets such as ebooks. You can create online courses. You can start a blog where you are, putting what you know into written form of content. You can start a YouTube channel like this one, where you are sharing what you already know with your target audience. And all of those are actually assets that can be able to actually generate you an income. And in the process, you are going to be building an income generating online business. If at this point you are liking what I'm sharing with you and are interested in learning more about how you can build or how you can start an online business, I would be more than happy to get into a call with you. It's a free 60-minute call. It's a clarity call. I promise that I'm not going to pitch you anything. I'm not going to sell you anything during that call, but we are going to have a conversation in the hope that you can get clarity on how you can go about starting your online business based on the knowledge, the skills, the expertise, and the life experiences that you already have. And if that's something that you'd be interested in, I'll put a link in the description below, and you can apply and basically book an appointment to have a Zoom conversation with me. The fourth reason to start an online business in your 40s is that technology has made things very easy. And what this means is that today, you do not have to be afraid of technology. There are quite a lot of tools, platforms, and also you can consider AI that can actually help you to start and build an online business. There are a lot of elements that you needed to understand or skills that you needed to have in the past to even be able to build as a simple thing as a website. But today, you can actually be able to do that all by yourself, because of the advantages that technology has provided to you at the moment as a person who is in his or her 40s. So what you need to actually be looking forward to is leveraging this technology, working with this technology to be able to turn your knowledge, your skills, the experiences that you have, basically using technology to turn what you know into digital assets that you can be able to sell and generate an income. If you ask me, today might be the best time for you to start an online business. Technology is actually at its best, and I can only imagine that it will get better as the years come and as the year goes. And that means that the barrier to entry when it comes to starting and building an online business in respect to technology is actually very low. And a very important thing to note at this particular point is that while it is good to have some of these technological skills, you don't necessarily need to have them. Maybe you do not need to actually learn coding or even learn design of things. I don't mean that it is wrong to actually learn them, but I'm just saying that you do not necessarily need them. There are a lot of tools and platforms that are user-friendly today and that can actually help you even if you have not understood or you have not engaged with those tools and platforms before. There are even tutorials online. You can watch YouTube videos and learn how to do things. And I'll give you a practical example of what I mean. I am in my 40s. I started this YouTube channel when actually I hit 40. And I had not done any video editing before. That was not a skill that I had. But actually, I have learned all my editing skills as basic as they are from watching YouTube tutorials on how to use DaVinci Resolve. And that is something that you too can do. You do not need to technically go to a school to learn some of these things. It is the similar thing that I have done when building my websites. These days I don't need to hire any website designer to build them. I can be able to start and build a website within a weekend using the available platforms, tools, and AI that are available in the market today. So it is possible for you to actually build an online business using the technology that already exists in the market right now. And so you should not be afraid of this, and this should give you confidence that it is possible for you to build an online business and turn it into an income generating asset in your 40s with the use of the available technology. The fifth reason to start an online business in your 40s is that it provides you with an opportunity to actually generate additional income or to build an additional income stream. And I think this is one of the most attractive things that might be making you consider starting an online business. You probably want to make extra money, or you want to replace your existing income streams with a flexible source of income in the course of building an online business. And that's the beauty about building or starting an online business, that it can actually be a tool for you to make money. You can be able to package the things that you know, the knowledge that you have, some of your passions, hobbies. You can be able to actually turn them into an income generating asset. You can create digital assets such as ebooks, online courses, a service like online coaching. You can build membership websites. And there are quite a number of ways for you to actually make money online with an online business. And it is possible for you to actually turn your online business into a source of income. And the beauty of it is that over time, you may actually find that the amount of money you are generating from your online business is more than the salary that you are earning, or it can go on to actually replace quite a lot of other sources of income, where you'll find it necessary to probably focus on your online business fully. Basically, put all your efforts towards continuing to build your online business. When you're in your 40s, making more money or generating additional income is actually a very welcome idea, because it's going to accelerate your efforts towards achieving financial security and probably building wealth and giving you an opportunity to actually retire in a financially secure environment. And probably this is a very good point to say here, that building an online business can actually be one of the things that you're doing in your 40s to ensure that you retire in a financially comfortable situation. Because if you start building your online business in your 40s, by the time you probably retire or hit your 50s, you will have built it into a healthy business that is, generating enough cash flows to not only support your lifestyle, but to also be a foundation for continuing to build wealth over the long term. The sixth reason to start an online business in your 40s is that it provides you with flexibility. And more importantly, you get an opportunity to be in control of your time. And this might be one of the things that you are actually interested in when you're in your 40s. You want to stop trading time for money. You want to move away from, spending all your time and all your days in a week doing things that you possibly do not enjoy, but you have to do them because you are making money and being able to finance your lifestyle. You can be able to build an online business and have the ability to take control of your time, because an online business provides you with flexibility. One of the benefits or byproducts of doing that is that you get to be in control of your time. And it is possible for you to build an online business and, for example, to work from home. And this is something that has become very prominent among the people who are building online businesses. It means you're in charge of your schedule. You can do what you want to do at the time that you want to do it, without relevance maybe to, an office somewhere or your boss somewhere, which is something that if you are employed and in your 40s, you do not have that luxury. You probably waste a lot of time in traffic, going to work and coming from work. You waste a lot of time in unnecessary meetings. You waste a lot of time, or you spend a lot of time away from, let's say, your family, because again, you need to work. But you can be able to take back your time or control of your time by starting an online business. You can work from home. You can have flexible schedule, meaning that you do not, for example, have to miss important activities for your children, for your partner, for your parents, for your friends, and even other things that you enjoy doing, because you can be able to mold your schedule to fit the lifestyle that you want to have. So, taking control of your time, if you want to take back your time and to have time freedom, maybe you should consider starting an online business in your 40s. The seventh reason to start an online business in your 40s is that you can actually be able to build a legacy. And this is a very fulfilling thing. If you want to build something that outlives you, it means that your knowledge, your expertise, your experiences, your skills do not have to actually remain with you. You can actually turn them into assets that can be shared across the world, and even more importantly, they can outlive you. Because even if you look at it today, there are a lot of books and materials that we consume of people who are no longer with us. When you think of some of the books that you enjoy, some of the articles and research materials that you consume, when you think of some of the documented content that we have today, most of it is actually by people who are no longer with us, and it still remains relevant to us today. And that is only possible because they were able to actually document it, making it into a fashion or a format that can be shared by people who came after them. And this is the same scenario that you are facing at the moment, and where an online business comes into your own situation. You can be able to turn your knowledge into assets. For example, a digital ebook, an online course. You can turn them into, materials and articles that you publish on your website, video content like this one that you publish on YouTube or other platforms that you own. All these are things that are going to outlive you, meaning that you are going to actually impact lives and help people who probably will come across your content long after you are gone. But even beyond that, it is possible for you to actually pass on your online business to your kids or to your future generation. So what you are doing is not just building an online business that of course takes care of you and maybe makes money for you. You're also building an asset and building a legacy that you can be able to pass on to the future generations within your family and even beyond that. Meaning your impact is going to be probably bigger than you are even anticipating. The eighth reason to start an online business in your 40s is that you are a very disciplined person and you are also consistent. And these are very important traits to have as a person who is over 40 because they also mean a lot when it comes to building an online business. Building an online business, especially where you are doing it alone and you are not, you are kind of building a sole business, requires you to have a lot of discipline because no one is actually coming to check on whether you are actually working on your business. You are on your own. You are the one who is carrying the vision of your online business and what it is that you want to build or turn it into. And that requires a level of discipline that probably comes a little bit easier for a person who is over 40. Because if you have been around for a while, you have learned over time that being disciplined and being consistent when it comes to taking actions that can turn your dream into a reality are very important. And so you may be in a better position to actually build an online business because you are disciplined and you can consistently take action over a long period of time, knowing that what you are doing, even in early days, is laying the foundation of a successful business that you are ultimately going to have. And that is a good place or a good approach and mindset to have when you are having to start and build an online business. And I think being in your 40s, that is an advantage. You have that particular advantage over probably younger people who may not be consistent and who may not be disciplined enough to ensure that they are building a business and keeping words to themselves in terms of what they have said they are going to do. Having this kind of mindset is actually essential to the success of your online business. The idea that in your 40s, you are unlikely to be chasing, quick wins. You may be in a place where you are not interested in taking shortcuts, and you can actually have a clear plan of ensuring that you achieve your long-term strategy. That in itself is an advantage that you should actually take positively and use it to your advantage and be able to build a business or an online business that can be able to provide you with time, location, and financial freedom as you get older. The ninth reason to start an online business in your 40s is that there has never been a better time to actually start an online business. And this is because the demand for online education, for online learning, is actually rising. The demand for digital products, the demand for coaching, the demand for people getting solutions from people who understand some of these things is actually growing. And this means that your knowledge, your skills, your expertise, your experiences are things that someone somewhere is actually seeking them out. You probably already have a solution to a problem that another person is actually going through. And if you can be able to package all that into a transformation or into something that can transform another person's life, then you have an opportunity to actually turn and build a very successful online business. Because what has happened is, while technology and AI has made access to information, very easy, meaning today you do not probably need to talk to someone to get some tips, some strategies, some ideas here and there about things. Getting information and being able to turn that information actually into a realistic way of doing things, and being able to turn whatever it is that you have gathered into an income generating asset or a solution are two different things. And this is where you come in. You can be able, based on the things that you know, be able to turn, allow or transform someone's life. Because you are not only speaking from an informational point of view, but you can actually be able to help that person implement whatever solution that you are proposing. And I think that is one of the advantages of building an online business when you are over 40. You are not speaking just from a theory point of view. You are a person who has done things. You have taken certain actions. You have made certain mistakes. You have solved certain problems. And if you can be able to package that into a path that someone can use to transform their lives, to move from point A and get to point B, then you have a very good chance or a good opportunity to be able to build a profitable online business. And that's something that I would be more than willing to continue building with you, to have a conversation on how you can be able to build or to start and build an income generating online business. And the good thing is that being online or the internet has created a marketplace that goes beyond your immediate village, your immediate neighborhood. Today you can be able to serve people who are in different countries, in different continents from yours, which is very different from the traditional way of doing things. If you consider a time when barter trade was a way of doing business, you could not do much with the people who are outside, your immediate environment or your immediate geography. But today, it's probably easier to actually do business with someone who is many miles away from you than probably even your immediate neighbor, because the internet has made it possible for someone who is seeking what you have to actually find you. That means now your knowledge, your skills, your expertise, your unique experiences are something that can be found by people from all over the world. And while that sometimes to some people looks like not a very good thing, I look at it as a positive, that your market has just expanded. You are no longer limited to your geographical location. You can be able to do business from people from across the world, meaning you can be able to make money from people and clients spread across the universe. This is going to be it from me in this particular video, and I do hope that you have found value in this conversation. And if you'd want to learn more about how you can go about starting an online business, watch the video on your screen right now. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not, and I'm going to see you in my next video.